Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yes, round of applause. Thank you, Zoe. At this time, I would like to introduce our next speaker. Ms. Carol Neeram is the founder of Rewire Leader. She helps women thrive in transition by reinventing how they think, how they decide, how they build, and of course, it is an absolute alignment with what we're speaking about today. She longs to help people find hope in the midst of adversity and to scale their businesses with clarity and purpose. This is an incredible speaker, a dynamic, heart-centered human. We're so honored to have her here today. So if you could join me in welcoming with a warm round of applause, Ms. Carol Neeram. This is your clicker.
There we go. I can scream too, yell. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here, all of you. What a great morning of inspiration, of reviewing, of rewiring. It's amazing. Thank you for being here. And the context is everything. I am going to start with something that might feel a little uncomfortable today, but without confrontation, right? Who's with me on that? We need to be confronted. So if your business is stuck today, it is not because you need a new system. It is not because the market is saturated. And it is not because the algorithm has changed. It is because there's something within you that refuses to change. And that thing is ego. And before you try to defend yourself, just observe your reaction. How did that feel? That wiring is what we're here to reprogram today. My name is Carol Neeram, and I built my brand around reinvention. I teach women how to reinvent themselves after adversity, after a loss, when life throws you a big curveball and you're like, what do I do now? Who am I? And it is in that messy middle that the real growth happens. But what most people know is that my brand, and when I truly found success, was not after my divorce. My reinvention story did not happen after my divorce. It happened after I started to experience success. Because when I started growing, I stopped listening. When I started to be recognized, I started to protect my image too much. When I started to gain momentum, I started to defend my own decisions. And you know what happened? That little by little, slowly, but it would happen, collaborations decreased, the conversations got guarded, and feedback became more rare. Because to be honest, who wants to give feedback to leaders who cannot handle it? We don't want that, do we? So today, we're here to review, rewire, and relaunch our businesses. That's what we're here to do. But I'll tell you what, most founders don't need new systems. They don't need better, updated systems. You know what they need? They need better humility. Let me show you something. 86% of employees say lack of collaboration causes workplace failure. High trust companies outperform low trust companies by 286%. And psychological safety is the number one predictor of high performing teams. So, what builds psychological safety? Not dominance, not certainty, not control. What builds psychological safety is humility. It's the ability to say, I don't know, I was wrong. Can you help me? What do you think? And that, my friends, that is not a sign of weaknesses. It's not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. And it's going to make you stronger. But I'm going to go ahead with the next slide. But before that, I want to do an exercise. So I want the room to stand up. Stand up, please. And I want you to think of the last time that you received feedback from someone. Someone came and gave you feedback. And you defended yourself internally. Maybe you didn't express it out loud, but you felt it. Now keep standing if you asked a follow-up question to that feedback. And sit down if you immediately justified yourself. We've got one honest person here. Thank you, Shane. You can all sit down. Well, thank you. But that growth, that gap right there that we see, that gap is the growth gap. And that is where your next level is hiding. Now tell the person next to you, it's okay, dude. It's fine, girl. It's not your fault. Tell it, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you're defending yourself. It's really not. It's your brain's fault. Because you know what happens? This is the neuroscience of ego. When you feel threatened, the brain, the amygdala, sends a signal that says, protection. So what does your brain do? Immediately goes and tries to defend yourself. So, good news, it is not your fault. However, here is where metacognition comes handy to us. And that is the ability to think about what you're thinking about. Like if we really tap into that power, it's amazing. There's a Bible verse that I love. It's Romans 12:2. And it says, do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. And that is to think about what we're thinking about. And everything in our lives will be so much better. The way that we come out to other people will be so much better if we can think about our own reactions. So today, when you review workflows, when you review systems, workflows, also audit how your nervous system reacts. What triggers you? What is it within you? My biggest shift in my business happened not through a tactical question, but through a philosophical one. I didn't ask, how can I scale? I asked, how can I serve better? And when we do things from a place of service, everything changes. Guys, we are energy. I can feel you now. I'm seeing some of you. I can feel you. You're not even talking, and I can feel you just by how you're sitting, just by how you're reacting. We're all energy. People catch on those details. when we come as an impressive person who wants to show off, they don't like that. People don't like that. You won't have that attraction. However, when you come from a place of service, of, again, how can I serve you? How can I help you? What can I do? And just being there listening. Like Abraham Lincoln said this, and then this was not on my, how he said, like, I forgot this quote, but it was something like, there's so, like, better to be thought as a fool than to speak all out and remove all doubt. And also the Bible says this, listen before you speak, like care of your words. So that's when my business really took a turn. When I started to let the ego like outside and really started to act and operate from a place of service. And actually, humility does not only make you a better person, humility also makes you smarter. Because humility activates curiosity. So you start asking questions, you want to know more. So it activates curiosity. And curiosity activates your prefrontal cortex, and that's where all the ideation, all the creativity, all the new ideas come from. So people listen to people. Listen. In fact, humility, and coming from a place of service, we're talking today about relaunching. When we relaunch from a place of service, we're going to start seeing that service builds trust. That trust builds loyalty. That loyalty builds longevity. And that's success in business right there. So, who here want to finish 2026 hitting the 7-figure, 8-figure mark? Yes, let's go. Now, who is ready to hit that 7, 8-figure level humility? Woohoo! There you go. That's my crowd. But here's the thing again, and I'm sorry, I'm being confrontational. But you want influence, but you don't want accountability. You want loyalty, but you don't create safety. And you want collaboration, but you need to stay in control. So that is a challenge, because rewiring your business without rewiring your ego only leads to cosmetical surgery. It's going to stay the same. You really need to dip in and understand where you're operating and from where. So to conclude, it's just 2 bottoms, Carol, just 2 bottoms. So today, let's remember this, that the world doesn't need more impressive leaders. There's too many. The world needs safer leaders. Your client is the hero. Your investor is the hero. Your team is the hero. For the married couples here, your partner is the hero. So who the heck are we then? If everyone is the hero, who are we? We're just guides. We're vessels, we're instruments, we serve. That's what we are. So today, when you review your pride. When you rewire your reactions. And when you relaunch from a place of service. And I know that some of you are thinking, what are you thinking about now? Some of you are thinking, this woman doesn't know what she's saying. The business world is a world of egos and control. And yes, you're right. It is. And that's why we're here today, to be the difference. To be that difference maker that will make businesses be attracted to us. Because ego scales stress, but humility scales trust. And trust scales everything. And if you feel yourself like you need to rewire and talk more about this aspect of humility and service and identity and rewiring, feel free to scan the QR code, and I would love to get to know you more. Thank you so much for today.
All right. Give it up one more time for Carol.
Woohoo!
Thank you for that.